Welcome everyone to Sonia classes. I am back again with another poem, Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. As Dust of Snow was written by Robert Frost, this poem, Fire and Ice, is also written by Robert Frost, one of the famous and renowned poet and playwright too. He is specially known for his realistic work, and as I told you before, because he was an optimist, he always looked at the bright side of things. By that poem, Dust of Snow, he gave a very beautiful message that a small thing can bring a drastic change in life. This poem, like Dust of Snow, is a symbolic poem. And I will tell you later that how this poem is a symbolic poem. Because these words, fire and ice, both are symbolic to something. Fire and ice are used here, the two symbols in the Robert Frost poem. Now move towards the poetic lines. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. In this poem, you will find that there are two different views, two different ideas given by the different people. Some say the world will end in fire. Here, the poet wants to tell us the old perception, the old view which was given by the old past people, and they are in favor of that the world will end due to fire one day. And in the second line you can see here in the main screen, some say in ice. Some say in ice here stands for the people who belong to the modern scientist. In short, we can say that this second belief has been given to us by the scientist, the modern scientist. This poem, you can say, is a dedication on the end of the world. And there are two different views. By this, the poet Robert Frost wants us to believe that the world will one day it will be come to an end. So, the first line, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. And these two words, fire and ice, as you can see here, these two words in orange or yellow and blue respectively. Now, this fire represents here desire and ice represents hatred among mankind. Means, as you can see, there is hate everywhere and lot of desires are there too. So the next line, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Here I stands for the poet himself, and on the basis of his taste of worldly desires, means all of us we have lot of desires in our life, and the poet too have. So he has said here that he has tasted desire, the feeling of desire. So, and the poet holds with those, means the poet is standing with those persons who are in favor of the old ideas, who are in the favor of old views. Here, fire stands for desire. He says that he has tasted the evil effects of desire. So, desire has the same effect as fire has. We can say that because desire too generates evil and violence in the world. So, they can be called, means fire and desire both are two deadly sins of mankind, and they can be proved weapons of destruction. In the first extract, as you can see here, this extract is only about the fire, means the people, the person who are in favor of fire, they, according to them, the world will come to an end one day. Now move towards the second extract. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. If it had to perish twice, it here stands for the word which has been defined earlier. Perish here stands for die, means if the word is going to be ended two times, twice, I think I know enough of hate. Earlier, he said that he has tasted the evil effects of desire. And in the second extract, he himself is saying that he has found so much hate in his environment that it would suffice for the end of the world. Suffice here means sufficient. So, if it had to perish twice, if the word is going to be ended 2 times, I think the poet is saying that he is thinking, I know enough of hate. He knows that there is enough hate among mankind. And to say that for destruction, ice is also great. Earlier in first extract, the poet is preferring fire with desire, and in the second extract, the poet equates hatred with ice. Means ice stand for hatredness. So both have the same effect. Fire and ice both have a freezing effect, you can say, means one kills a man physically and the other kills the man spiritually. So here the poet wants to prove us that for destruction, ice is equally important as fire and would suffice. Suffice, as I defined you earlier, suffice means sufficient. So ice is sufficient for destruction of this beautiful world. So as I told you before that fire and ice are the 2 symbols in his poem. Fire, which represents desire, and ice, which represent hatredness among mankind. And they are as powerful weapons of destruction as fire and ice can be. So I am going to remind all the things once again, especially the word meanings. First word is perish. Perish means die, and suffice means be sufficient. Now move towards the poetic terms. First of all, this poem is symbolism, because this has the literary device of symbolism, because fire and ice, here are 2 different symbols as I defined you earlier. Look at the first 2 lines. Here the beginning of the word is some, means in the second repetition of word at the start of 2 constituting lines means some in the first line and another some in the second line. So here literary device is anaphora. Okay, and now move towards the second extract. If and it. Look at the first line. If and it. Here I defined you earlier in my first video that for